everybody. I'm Soledad O'Brien. Now, I've got 4 kids of my own, and I learned very quickly how important it is to expose them to subjects like music and science, and of course, as Dolly was saying, reading. But a great preschool experience is a must. So many kids fall behind early in life and then aren't able to catch up. They often get left behind and then wind up in trouble. Our next guests are leaders of one of the preeminent education organizations in the country, America's Promise Alliance. Their focus right now is to find a way to help those young adults who were left behind and then often got in trouble. Joining us now live from Washington, D.C., the founder and board chair of the America's Promise Alliance, and 2 bona fide champions, General Colin Powell and Alma Powell. Nice to see you both. Great to talk to you once again. General Powell, let me begin with you. Good morning. What's the #1 issue for America's Promise Alliance right now, sir?
Well, we think the 5 promises that we started out with together represent the single thing we have to focus on. As I've listened to the presentations earlier this morning, what I hear is children need responsible, caring adults in their lives, because the education process doesn't begin at school. It begins the moment a child hears his mother or her mother's voice and understands that's the language I have to learn. And then it continues to make sure we have our children associated with safe places to learn and grow, and then healthcare, and then get them ready to get a marketable skill so that they can make a contribution to society and find their place in society. And then the 5th promise of the America's Promise theme is to make sure that our kids have an opportunity to serve others, learn early in life about the importance of serving others through volunteering or other means of service. There's so many ways to serve. That was our theme in the beginning in 1997, and we're still at it under the leadership of my wife.
In that list, why is high school graduation such an important benchmark?
Well, high school graduation is imperative in this world of today. There is nothing that you can do without a high school diploma. When my husband talks about those 5 basic promises of America's Promise, those are the things that are needed for young people to be successful in life. Our current concentration right now is the recent report that we recently released called Don't Give Up on Me. And that goes back to that very first promise. Young people have told us that we have interviewed, have told us that they need somebody that they know is there. They have to be sure that there's somebody who has their back. And that's what we all have to work towards, to be that caring adult.
General, you could have done anything, certainly in service after all these years for both of you in service to this country. Why did you pick this particular initiative?
Because I believe that at this stage of my life, my wife's life, we have had great lives, great careers. We've raised our children. I've been in politics and military matters for most of my life, but what can I leave behind? The only thing I really can leave behind is our good works, but most importantly, the next generation, our young people. So I'm proud to have 9 elementary and middle schools named after me, and then I have a 10th school at the City College of New York, the Colin Powell School, which was my alma mater. That's where I went to school. So I believe that all of us have to get in the lives of these youngsters. There was one youngster I watched on television one day who had just graduated from high school from a poor family, Hispanic family out west, and he was asked by the interviewer, how did you make it? How did you overcome all of this? And he said something which is relevant to everything else that's been said so far this morning, and that is, I was never, ever given the opportunity to fail. He was kept in play by his parents, by the adults in his life, by his coaches, by his ministers, by all the other adults. Adults are responsible for the beginning of the education process as when a child is just starting to learn, and they have to be with those kids till they get them out of high school. Children need structure, they need discipline, they need to know people believe in them and will not let them fail. The kid then said one more thing. He said, I'm now a graduate and I have changed the history of my family. That's what will happen when we take these young, mostly immigrant kids especially, and give them an education and let them change the life of their family. Most of their families did not finish high school or college, but they have, and they've changed not only the life of their family, they're changing the life of this country.
Yeah, it's really not an overstatement to say it's transformative. Mrs. Powell, we've all talked about this goal of 90% graduation rate by 2020. How would that transform this country if we were actually able to hit that number, do you think?
Well, first of all, it would be a great economic boom for the country. The cost of high school dropouts and people without a high school education exceeds the amount of money that we have spent on the bailout in recent years. It costs an awful lot of money to provide services to people who have no education. So that's the first thing that will happen. The second thing will be, it will be a population that is conversant with the things that are going on in the world, and that is so important these days. We no longer live in an isolated circumstance. With technology, everything is immediate. We have to be able to know and understand other people, in fact, for the future of our country and its place in the world.
General, before I let you go, just a couple of quick words for the folks that we like to call American graduate champions who will be listening today. What would you tell them?
I would tell them that as a people, we have no greater obligation to the future of this country and to ourselves than to help young people. To help young people get the education they need and to make sure they're on a path to success and not a path to failure. You can't look the other way. You can't say, this isn't my problem. You can't say, well, my kids are great, when the kids 5 miles away from you are not in good circumstances. 40 years ago, when we went to a volunteer Army, we focused on getting high school graduates for the Army, and we got up to about 90-something%. Why? One, they had the skills that we could build on. Two, they stuck with something. They didn't drop out. They didn't quit. They didn't stop being a functioning person within the society. And so high school education is the first step to success in our current economic and society, economic system and society. So I would say to all the champions out there, stick with it and make sure you're reaching down, back, and across to those who are really in need and not just those who are on their way already.
I will make sure to echo those words from you, sir, and you and Mrs. Powell today. Stick with it is the advice. Thank you, both of you. It's nice to talk to you again, as always.
Thank you.
Thank you, Soledad.
My pleasure. For decades, of course, the Powells have been using their energies and dedication and their national stature to provide a dynamic example for other adults, creating positive change for students.
Earlier in the program, General and Mrs. Powell provided their personal insights on dropout prevention. America's Promise Alliance, founded by the Powells, is a tireless advocate for at-risk students. Their latest initiative is called Don't Quit on Me. And here is one powerful and personal story from that program.
I feel like life is like an outlet. The moment you plug in with the wrong fuse, boom. First day of school, my father was like, whoever hit you, you better hit him back. You know what I'm saying? You know. And I went to school and got suspended for throwing a chair at a teacher or something like that. That was wild, man. I had a very bad SU problem. I ain't give a hell about anything. School, man, get out. I ain't going no damn school. Because I felt like there wasn't nobody helping me. There's never nobody there to tell you, okay, it's going to be cool. I think you can do this. How is your music thing going? If I'd have had, you know, more support, I probably would be somewhere right now.
There are myriad reasons students drop out, and the challenge is to find myriad solutions.